I think what I'm going to need to do is get me a stronger bolt. This big bolt down here that I'm using, that's kind of a threaded rod, it's bending. Now it could have been a threaded rod like you go to the hardware store and buy, which I bought them before to make banjo parts and different things like that, and not a threaded rod that is strong enough to support the weight of this here. Thus, as I'm messing around with it, it's bending, which is a pretty good sign that it would eventually break, which would really not really work well for me in the long run. If it broke, especially if it broke off in there, then I'd have to go in there and fish it out, which could be somewhat problematic. So I think what I'm going to do is go right ahead and take it right back off right now and make a trip to somewhere, probably Tractor Supply, where I can get some grade 8. I might get either a piece of grade 8 threaded rod or a grade 8 bolt, or I might have one over there in my bolt pile, or I might have something like an old starter bolt that would be long enough to go in here and then I could thread it if need be. That might be an option too. So let me take what I got on here off of here before it breaks, and then that's going to take away the fun of my day. And then we'll see what we can see. You're just showing off now. Yeah, actually this is the same thread as a long Chevy style starter bolt, which could be used right here with some additional threads cut into it, which would be strong enough, and it would mean I wouldn't have to drive to town to go to a tractor. That would be a good thing. I think it'd be a good thing. But the bottom line is, I know I can do this. I can make a starter bracket here that will work. It's just a matter of spending enough time to craft something that's not so flimsy that it will cause me a problem down the road somewhere. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to go look in my pile, see what I can find, and I'll be back. Now this is a 7/16 20. I think it's the same size as the head bolt that goes in the Chevy motor. Now this out here, I don't even know what size this is, but this is the size of the bolt that would hold on the water pump, intake manifold or something. So what I'm doing is the fatter part here, I'm rethreading it, or at least I'm going to attempt to. And if this works, then I'll have the choice. I can either leave this head on, put some extra nuts and stuff in there, or I can screw this in and take the head off and just use it as though it were, what's the word I'm looking for, as though it were a studded rod, like what I had before. And that feels like it's way too easy. It may not be. It's going down nice. Making a beautiful thread. I mean, easy as pie, really. It may not be deep enough. It may not be cutting threads deeply enough for that to work, because that would explain why it's going on there so easy. Let me go get a nut. We'll put on that. Yeah, that's threaded, but not enough. I wonder if it's possible to go one more size smaller. 7/16. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should go just see if I can find a longer threaded nut rod bolt. Pretty sure I probably can. I got quite a few of them over there in there. Well, I found one, but it's a little bit bent, and if it's a little bit bent, it may not be strong enough to do what I want it to do. But it's threaded literally all the way up to here. And this is an old bolt. It's got a square head on it, which I would think that would be a pretty strong bolt if it was made back in the days of square-headed bolts. But it does have, you can see when I turn it, it's got a little crook to it. Who knows what they used that thing on back when, but you know, there may be another one in there that's not bent. I'm guessing it's probably pretty strong, but boy, something bent it good. I'll go see what else I find back in my little magic toolbox. One of the things I've kind of prided myself on this car with is this had one of those cars where I run to the nuts and bolts store every 2 or 3 days. I've literally so far done almost everything I've done here, other than, you know, headers and gaskets and rings and stuff. Nuts and bolts and fabrication stuff has all come out of my collection, so I'm kind of proud of that.